MUICHIRO is an airheaded individual who seems to constantly wander off in thought and is unable to focus on anything. Impassive and, at times, obtuse, he tends to think only for himself and operates on logic alone, never letting emotions guide him, making him seem seemingly apathetic and indifferent. However, Tanjiro Kamado sensed that MUICHIRO wasn't being apathetic on purpose, as he didn't emanate any animosity. Despite his mostly uncaring and unserious demeanor, he has been shown to become serious when it is required and is devoted to his position as the Demon Slayer Corps' Mist Hashira. Alternatively, he seems to display a cold and arrogant side, as shown by him violently shaking down Kotetsu and calling him stupid, saying his time as a Hashira was important, more so than his own, and that all that the swordsmiths could do was make weapons. Despite this, MUICHIRO doesn't seem to be indifferent towards Kagaya Ubuyashiki, most likely due to his immense respect for his master. However, before the death of his twin brother when the siblings were 11, MUICHIRO's personality was that of a much more compassionate and optimistic individual, the polar opposite of his current disposition. Having originally taken after his father, he was shown to display a higher level of kindness and understanding, believing he should aim to do good for others if he wanted good to be done for him. When told by Amain Ubuyashiki that they were descendants to demon slayers of old, MUICHIRO became excited at the prospect of being able to protect people. After his brother was attacked by a demon and witnessing his final moments and death, MUICHIRO subsequently lost his memories and has held an omnipresent rage deeply suppressed inside of him that inevitably drove his future, intense training. After this memory loss, he started exhibiting the indifferent attitude of his twin brother he is now known for as a Hashira. Following his battle with Gyako and reuniting with Tanjiro after the latter's battle with Hantengu, he warmly thanked Tanjiro for helping him regain his identity and showed concern for his well-being. During his later interactions with Tanjiro, MUICHIRO started regaining his memories of his past, causing him to behave more maturely and seriously, even choosing to help Kotetsu when his life was in danger instead of ignoring him. After his memory was fully restored, MUICHIRO began expressing more emotions and became more confident in himself and started caring more for his peers in the Demon Slayer Corps. He also started exhibiting emotions common for someone his age, particularly childishness and immaturity when interacting with his other demon slayers. He also appears to be evidently biased towards Tanjiro after his battle with Gyako in the Swordsmith village, as his cheerful demeanor when around him was replaced by a cold indifference when around other demon slayers. However, he was shown to be more aware of himself and those around him, evident when he realized that Abanai Iguro had a crush on Mitsuri Kanroji, which surprised Jyomiai Himejima. His kindness also aided him in building friendships among the demon slayers and making happy memories like the ones back when he lived with his family. Despite his young age in comparison to his Hashira brethren, MUICHIRO is an incredibly talented and skilled member of the Demon Slayer Corps, who was noted by the Flame Hashira Kyajuro Rengoku to be more skilled than he was at his age. Even before becoming a demon slayer, he was able to completely overpower a demon using only wooden stakes and farming tools. He has the astounding feat of becoming a Hashira a mere 2 months after picking up a sword, a feat that would normally take 5 years of training for the average person and at best 2 years, which earned him the praise of the sound Hashira Tengen Yuzui. After gaining his Demon Slayer mark, he was able to engage Gyako, the 5th highest-ranking demon of the 12 Kazuki, in combat with little difficulty, eventually killing him even after he had transformed into his true form. His fighting prowess was also commended by Kokushibo, the most powerful member of the 12 Kazuki, and played a major role in the upper ranks' defeat in spite of his lethal injuries. Endless Rage, MUICHIRO attributes the origin of his willpower towards training and his strength towards the awakened rage that is always present and boiling within him, both appearing after his brother's death. This unquenchable rage is the source for his indomitable willpower and undaunted spirit, shown when he continued to fight despite having beyond fatal injuries, such as having his arm, both his legs and later his entire torso sliced. Despite everything, he remained steadfast, which ultimately led to the defeat of Kokushibo. If you like the video, subscribe to this channel. I upload videos of the most popular animes. Immense speed and reflexes. As a Hashira, MUICHIRO is tremendously fast, displaying the ability to slash demons and move in bursts of speeds akin to teleporting. His speed could also easily outspeed the reflexes of Tanjiro Kamado, who was able to keep up with the movements of upper-ranked demons. MUICHIRO's incredible speed and reflexes were further exemplified during his battle with upper rank 5, Gyako, as shown when he could deflect and evade and deflect a barrage of 1,000 sharp poisonous needles with his sword and slice up 10,000 slimefish in a split second, even sending all of them flying before their blood could touch him. He was also able to keep up with Gyako himself, who could teleport between distant pots, and later managed to decapitate him faster than the upper rank could react. MUICHIRO also displayed incredible control over his own movement speed with his obscuring clouds technique, which requires him to switch between extremely slow movements and blinding bursts of speeds faster than the eye can see. Immense stamina and endurance. MUICHIRO possesses extreme stamina and endurance, which he displayed on multiple occasions. When MUICHIRO was poisoned, he barely flinched and was completely nonchalant, still possessing enough strength to keep up with Gyako. However, his phenomenal pain tolerance was best exemplified in his fight against Kokushibo. When his arm got cut off, he attempted to slow the bleeding and immediately continued his attack against the demon swordsman, and when he was stabbed in his shoulder by a sword, MUICHIRO barely showed any signs of agony despite the horrific wound. Later on, he had his leg sliced off while stabbing Kokushibo and still managed to deal significant damage to him. Furthermore, despite having his entire torso being sliced off, leaving only his upper body left, he still held onto his katana and was able to turn it bright red. Immense strength. MUICHIRO has tremendous physical strength for his age, evident when Tanjiro tried to grab his arm to stop him from attacking Kotetsu, only for it to not even budge despite Tanjiro gripping it with all his might. He later was able to cause Tanjiro to spit up saliva by hitting his stomach with his elbow, as well as knocking him unconscious with a single chop to his neck, all without much effort. With a sword, he could break the armor of Yorichi Type 0 and effortlessly decapitate Hantengu, which Genya Shinazugawa was unable to do despite having his physical strength increased by eating demon flesh and Hantengu shrinking to the size of a field mouse. He could even slice through Gyako's neck, which the upper rank himself described to be tougher than diamond. Extrasensory perception. MUICHIRO has extremely honed senses able to pick up things outside the normal range of perception, such as discerning the aura of a demon's from a human's. In his attempt to help Kozo Kanamori and Kotetsu reach the former's work shed for his new blade, MUICHIRO was able to sense the presence of Gyako hidden in the bushes without seeing him, which surprised even the upper rank and earned him his compliments. Master Swordsman. As a Hashira of the Demon Slayer Corps, MUICHIRO is one of the most powerful and skilled swordsmen in the entire organization. Despite his young age, MUICHIRO's swordsmanship impressed even the likes of Kokushibo, the strongest swordsman of the current era who has lived for nearly 30 times longer than he has. MUICHIRO could also keep up and even overpower Yorichi Type 0, a swordsman doll with 6 arms which was modeled after Yorichi Tsujikuni, the strongest swordsman in history. A breathing style MUICHIRO learned from a mist-breathing cultivator. As the Mist Hashira, MUICHIRO is his generation's most skilled mist-breathing user. He has become so proficient with mist breathing that he even managed to create a new mist breathing technique, which played a pivotal role in defeating Gyako. His skill with this breathing style impressed Kokushibo, who implied that his proficiency in this swordsmanship style was beyond his expectations. Moreover, MUICHIRO wears loose and oversized clothes that hide his limbs from his enemy's line of sight to obscure his movements when using mist breathing, further improving the potency of this breathing style. MUICHIRO carries around a standard-sized and shaped Nichiren katana that is white in color, shown sometimes to have a diamond blue color in the anime. As a Hashira, MUICHIRO's katana has the words Destroyer of Demons engraved on the blade. His katana's tsuba is a rectangular frame with smaller hollowed rectangles at each corner, all of which are gold in color. His handle is turquoise blue, wrapped with black cords and capped with a gold kashira. Along with his katana, MUICHIRO also carries a standard sword sheath that is black in color. After breaking his sword during his training with Yorichi Type 0, he takes one of the doll's katanas as a temporary replacement before Kozo Kanamori forges a new katana for him using the instructions left behind by his original swordsmith, Tetsuido. This replacement katana had a black blade, an indented gold and brown tsuba, a plain light gray handle, and a gold kashira. MUICHIRO's surname contains the Kuin-yomi reading of the kanji for time and the kanon-yomi for transparent, permeate. His first name contains the Goan-yomi for nothingness, one, and sun. The first kanji of MUICHIRO's first name, nothingness, is noted to also be used to write the word infinity. Additionally, its meaning of nothingness stands in stark opposition to the first kanji of his twin brother Yuichiro's name, as that kanji means existence. Not only do MUICHIRO and Kokushibo share the commonality of having twin siblings, but MUICHIRO also shares the letter M with Kokushibo's human name, Michikatsu. Coincidentally, MUICHIRO's older twin brother Yuichiro shares the initial Y with Michikatsu's younger twin brother, Yorichi Tsujikuni. MUICHIRO shares his Japanese and English voice actors with his twin. MUICHIRO's rankings in the popularity polls are as follows. MUICHIRO ranked 29th place in the first popularity poll with 55 votes. MUICHIRO ranked 3rd place in the second popularity poll with 11,948 votes. Even before he entered the Demon Slayer Corps, MUICHIRO could sleep soundly no matter if there was a tempest or a thunderstorm, and he never lost his appetite. MUICHIRO can't have pets because Ginkgo, his Kasugai crow, would get jealous. MUICHIRO views the other Hashira as follows. She's like a swallow, and she has a kind face. Insect Hashira. He's like a monkey. Sometimes he ruffles my hair. Sound Hashira. He's like a wildcat. He's quiet and has pretty eyes. The non-matching colors surprised me at first. Serpent Hashira. He's like a bear. So he's the strongest. Stone Hashira. He's just sort of there. Water Hashira. He looks like an owl. He has a cheerful and pleasant voice. Flame Hashira. She's always chirping. Like a pink baby chick. Her hair is pretty. Love Hashira. He looks like a wolf. Wind Hashira. MUICHIRO's level of openness was ranked as 40%. MUICHIRO is one of only 4 Hashira that use a normal Nichiren katana. The other 3 are Kaijuro Rengoku, Sanemi Shinazugawa, and Jutomioka. Thank you for watching my humble video. If you liked it, subscribe, like and share the video. See you next time.